Good evening, I'm Kim Holden.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Police vow to find a man accused of killing a woman in New Orleans and shooting an officer outside of Nashville.
And tonight we're learning more about the suspect, B.J. Brown's past. Caitlin Rust has the latest on the manhunt.
Animals don't do this. This is barbaric. This is unhuman behavior. It is pure evil to do something like that.
A horrific video circulating on social media shows the cold-blooded, broad daylight murder of 48-year-old First City Clerk of Court employee Cassandra Jones.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories. Cassandra Jones, 48, was a mother of 3. She was employed as a deputy clerk in Orleans Parish and was recently given a promotion. She graduated from Vicksburg High School in Mississippi, where she was a cheerleader and ran track. She also attended Hines Community College before moving to New Orleans for a job. She was fearless, bold, and never had to rely on others. But sadly, on June 27, 2022, her life took a turn for the worse. At some point, Jones, 48, met B.J. Brown, 32, and the two began to date. But there were signs of abuse throughout their on-again, off-again, years-long relationship. At 9:26 a.m. on Monday, June 27, 2022, Jones was leaving her home to go to work when she was allegedly brutally assaulted by BJ outside her apartment complex. The incident, which took place in a parking lot, in the graphic video, Jones is lying on the ground in obvious pain, and a man with an assault rifle walks up to her and shoots her execution style 2 times in the back. He then walks away.
Everybody's just numb, because she was a team member. She was family.
Police say her killer is 32-year-old B.J. Brown, who they obtained a second-degree warrant for. But just hours after they started looking for him, Brown had fled to Erin, Tennessee. That's where police say during a traffic stop, Brown got out of his vehicle and shot an officer, then ran off into the dense woods.
We will not rest until he's captured, justice is served, whether it be by a jury or Jesus.
The officer has non-life-threatening injuries. Jones's life was cut short, however. A mother of 2 children, described as a hard worker, trying to provide for her family. Austin Badon says Jones had domestic issues with Brown. Fox 8 has obtained a copy of the 25-page temporary restraining order Jones filed in May. It alleges Brown punched, choked, shoved, kicked, threatened, intimidated, and abused her, along with mental, emotional, and financial abuse. It details an early morning incident, April 27th, around 3:30, when Brown allegedly came over and they began to fight. Jones says she told him to get out, and he hit her with a belt several times, bruising her. 911 was called, and Jones says Brown punched her and threw her to the ground, stomping on her. Once police arrived, she says Brown jumped off of her upstairs balcony to escape. After the officers left, she says he got back into her apartment, where they continued to fight, and he tried to smother her with a pillow. She also alleged there was another occasion where she confronted him about cheating on her, and he punched her, knocking her teeth out. However, Jones never showed up to court to follow through with the restraining order.
We spoke about it. I gave her my full support. I encouraged her to go through with it, and I believe she decided not to go through with it.
I dug into Brown's lengthy criminal history spanning more than a decade across several parishes, mainly St. John, where he had been arrested more than 10 times over the past 10 years. Some of those charges include domestic abuse battery, but were dropped by the victim.
Despite this, while Jones filed for a temporary restraining order in May, it was never granted because she didn't follow up in court. While it seemed that Jones didn't follow through on the restraining order for unknown reasons, what's clear is that her family wants justice for Jones. We couldn't believe all the things that could possibly happen, even knowing the type of person he was, that he would go this far to do something so brutal and so cruel to a human who once maybe loved him, the family of Jones told WWL-TV.
Grandson may not remember her after this tragedy, so I hope that if one day he might see these things when he grows up, I would like for him to know that when she left this earth, he was the apple of her eye.
Witnesses told Eyewitness News that B.J. Brown shot Jones at least 2 times in the back at an apartment complex in the 1400 block of Iberville Street. According to police, Brown was later arrested in Northwest Tennessee after fleeing New Orleans and shooting a Tennessee cop during a traffic stop.
We couldn't believe of all the things that could possibly happen, even knowing the type of person he was, that he would go this far to do something so brutal and so cruel to a human who once maybe loved him.
Court records show Jones filed a petition of protection accusing Brown of physical, mental, financial, and sexual abuse, but she never went through with a restraining order. Now, as the family grapples with their loss, they're wondering how or if they could have prevented this.
I just wish I could have gotten to her. So I don't know that I could have changed it. Many times I tried to talk to her.
Jones's loved ones are left with aching hearts and a message for anyone in a similar situation.
My message would definitely be to not underestimate the person you're with.
I've seen these people on TV saying just what we're saying right now. How did we get here? And this is a club that you don't want to be in.
Police and court records indicate Jones had called 911 on Brown several times. In 2020, in one report she filed, she lists herself as his fiancée. We certainly do not expect a protective order to protect her from a person like this. He had been arrested at least 25 times. On probation at the time he executed her. There were multiple opportunities for him to be incarcerated or receive help, or serve significant time to stay out of her life, said Rodriguez. What a sad situation. A sad story. For this woman to put up with this guy, on and off again relationship. This man had a history of crimes. He wanted her dead, and he wasn't going to stop until she was. Even though she filed a restraining order against him, she did not show up in court. For whatever reason, this on again, off again relationship needs to stop. Once it's over, let it be over. Because there's no need for a man to keep putting his hands on you and you keep taking him back. Ladies, know your worth. Know who you are dealing with. Please do background check on these guys. He had over 10 years of history of crimes, which is insane. Self-love is the best love. Be safe, ladies. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. I will continue to keep my thoughts and prayer with the family, and I will see y'all in my next video.